Hey everybody, Ryan Medora here, and I wanted to do a quick lesson on creating a groove. This is one of my favorite things to do, and it's really like the most fun thing about being a bass player is just listening to a drum groove, grabbing your bass, jamming, coming up with something, and getting creative. So today I'm going to break down a bass line and show you how I go about doing so. And if you want to get tab notation, things like that for this lesson, head over to either my Patreon page or my TrueFire channel and you'll find it there. And then there's also all kinds of fun goodies on ryanmedora.com, my website. So before you go there, check this lesson out. We're going to break this down. So when it comes to creating a bass line, I like to give myself a groove prompt. And typically this groove prompt has a few components, one being the rhythmic component, like a drum groove or a tempo on the metronome that I'm going to play along to, and the other being the harmonic groove prompt. So this is going to be like the scale that I'm using or just a general feeling. Is it major? Is it minor? And then like a place on the instrument. So maybe I'll play in the key of G, or I'll play in the key of E minor, whatever it is, but just kind of like a home base to start from, so that I have an idea of what the home key is and what the harmony is. So in this case, I'm using a drum loop. It's a sample pack from my good friend Derek Phillips, who does this beatbox sample pack. And then I am playing a groove in E minor. This is kind of my harmonic prompt. So in doing so, I want to play either my E minor scale or my E minor pentatonic. Now I'm going to stick to the E minor pentatonic in this lesson, and I'm going to find it in as many places as I can on the bass. You might know this pattern where you start here and you play this E minor pentatonic scale pattern. This is great. It goes E, G, A, B, D, E, or root, minor third, fourth, fifth, minor seventh, octave. And this is awesome. You should totally know this. I also like to play it with a different fingering pattern, where I'm playing the root, the minor third here, then the fourth, fifth, flat seventh, and the octave. Now the important thing to know is that a scale isn't just this little thing right here. It's really just all of these notes and how we can find them in multiple registers. So, you know, the scale really goes all the way up and all the way down, meaning that like, oh, even though I'm starting here, I can still play the scale descending and get down to my low E, because again, we're talking about notes and the key, and if our E minor pentatonic is using the notes E, G, A, B, D, E, then those are all fair game anywhere. So I can find E, G, A, B, D, E, and then find them again. I can keep going and find them up here as well. So, but I think the important thing to know is that when you're creating a bass line, you want to really know your fretboard and take advantage of playing scales in multiple places, and knowing that you do have the flexibility moving forwards and backwards on the fretboard when you're doing so. So that's going to be my general concept, is I'm going to play to this drum groove. I have this harmonic groove prompt of playing in E minor pentatonic, and now I'm going to create my groove. So when I think about the drum groove, I'm thinking like boom, to boom, 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 boom. This is kind of the like breakdown of it. Got a good tempo going, boom, to boom, 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 boom. So as I'm creating this groove, I'm going to think to myself, how can I give some shape to what I'm playing? And I'm going to choose to pick the minor third as kind of this like pivotal note that I want to grab higher and then lower. So when I play my groove, it's going to have two components. First, it's going to go higher, and it's going to grab this G higher, and then it's going to go lower. So it's almost like I go up and I come down before landing on my low E. And that, again, just gives some shape to my groove. So I'm playing my E, B, D, B, G, or 1, 5, 7, 5, 3. And then I'm going 5, 7, 3, open E, or 1. Or B, D, lower G, lower E. So all together, and you can hear I'm kind of sliding in to this note, to the B. Without that, it's cool. But you can add a little extra funk by sliding into it. And I like to slide into it twice. So I've got this slide, 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 slide. And this is just an element of articulation that I'm using to really kind of add some funk to this bass line. Because again, if I played it straight, it'd be cool, but I think the funk really lives in the moments where you can add things like slides and dead notes and things like that. And you're welcome to try to add some dead notes to this bass line as well. But I think the key component here is just understanding that, you know, you can use the notes of the scale higher or lower. You can give shape to your bass line by picking a certain note like the minor third and finding that higher or lower. And then you can also use elements of articulation like slides and dead notes in order to kind of add that extra little funk to what you're playing. And once you get comfortable with this, you can kind of feel free to move around a little bit, explore this E minor pentatonic scale, and think about other ways that you could just kind of groove along. You know, you might be able to go do something like this, where I'm kind of just playing with that bass line a little bit, where I'm playing the first half the same, and then the second half, instead of going down, I kind of go up and play to it like that. Again, just using the notes in the E minor pentatonic scale and getting comfortable moving around my fretboard, using slides and things like that to play with funk and articulation. So I hope you found this lesson helpful. Again, if you want tab or notation or anything like that, head over to my Patreon page or my TrueFire channel. And happy practicing, everybody. Keep it groovy.